I've heard not to use intakes with silicone hoses because they collapse under wide open throttle. Does yours do this? No, we would not release an intake that collapses. So that's why we actually take stainless steel wire and it wraps. So there's a mold for the hose, and there's a first layer of like fluorosilicone that's put on the mold, and then there's this aramid fiber reinforcement with additional layers of silicone, and then between the layers we wrap stainless steel wire throughout the whole hose, and then encase that in silicone. So what you get is a part that's quite cheap to make, with really good compliance and flexibility, but it will not collapse under any power level. And one of the problems with intakes that have collapsing problems, you can reinforce the hose all day, but if you have a restrictive filter, you're going to create a lot of vacuum inside the hose.
That collapsing is basically, it's a canary in a coal mine. It's a effect of something else further up the line that is causing a restriction and basically turning that hose into, it's in vacuum now. So that's literally sucking itself shut because you're not getting enough flow from the other end of the hose.
Yeah. Imagine you go to a gas station to put air in your tires, and every time you hook up to this air nozzle, your tire explodes. Well, do you need to go out and like build a stronger, more reinforced tire, or should you figure out why this nozzle is putting 1,000 psi on your tires? So this is the same issue with intakes that collapse. Is it's really a problem with the filter being restrictive. So then you create this vacuum in the hose. The hose can't collapse unless there's vacuum. So if you have a very high flowing filter, you don't need that much reinforcing. And we put just enough reinforcements to ensure that it can never collapse. But the real trick is making sure that there's no restriction, which is really the whole reason you do an intake like this. But yeah, keep that in mind. If you see companies really hyping how much reinforcing they do to their hose, then you have to ask, well, why is there so much vacuum? Why is this collapsing anymore?